What a beautiful day in home, isn't it, neighbor? Just like every day before today and every day after. Winter seems to have passed over our wonderful little neighborhood by the looks of things. Well, a cold chill never stopped the hustle and bustle in this town before. But I think I see someone still tucked away in our favorite little red house. Wally Darling! Why are you still sitting in your armchair when it's such a beautiful day outside?
Ah, oh, hello, narrator. You're right. It is a beautiful day outside, but I'm waiting for my friend, Barnaby.
You are?
Yes, I have a question to ask him.
You do?
I do. Oh, hello, Barnaby.
What the... How'd you get in here?
What do you mean? You left the door open. Hiya, Walls. What's all this hubbub about a question?
The hubbub is that the homewarming party is tonight, Barnaby, but I don't think I know how to do homewarming right. What should I do? What if I do it wrong? What if it makes home sad?
Well, if you ask me, I say we ought to hamstray. Home's gonna catch wise if you go talking about homewarming here. Let's shake a leg and go paint the town, little buddy.
Okay, Barnaby, but what color are we painting it?
If I had it my way, Walls, it'd be blue with polka dots.
And so, Barnaby and Wally bid home a fond farewell as they made their way into the neighborhood in search of advice on how to make home's homewarming all the more... home-warmier? Nope. No, I'll think of something better.
Hey, keep it down up there. Some of us are trying to do some serious celebrating down here.
Did you mean celebrating, Barnaby?
No, kid. It's nerd talk for thinking. Just like how Frank would say it.
How I would say what?
What, who with the huh?
Standing amidst the snow was none other than Frank Frankly and Julie Joyful, the resident nature nurturers of the neighborhood. Frank seemed to be tending to a bug curled up cozily inside of a tree hollow, while Julie gingerly wished another closed flower bud sweet dreams.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Julie.
You two.
Hello, Wally. Barnaby.
Hiya, Jules. Frank, you out here boring bugs to sleep by telling them how grass grows?
Can't you see we're getting everyone prepared for slumber? It's hibernation time. It's a staple of cold weather. The bugs have to be tucked away.
And if I don't kiss all the flowers goodbye, they won't bloom in the springtime. Oh, I gotta make sure everybody's ready before I go in hibernation too.
Hibernation? Boy, that sounds good right about now. Why didn't we do that, Wally?
We're trying to learn about homewarming.
Oh, that's right. Homewarming.
Shush.
Frank, Julie, and Wally quickly Oh, right, sorry. Frank, Julie, and Wally quickly shushed Barnaby again, right before he could explain Wally's holiday dilemma.
You have a problem, Wally?
Yes, I don't know how to celebrate homewarming with home. If I don't know how before the homewarming party, I don't know what I'll do.
That's easy enough. The answer is in the name, Wally. Homewarming is when you warm up your home.
Frank's right. Homewarming is about making sure your house is nice, cozy, and toasty. Right before I go to sleep for a very long time, I make a big nest for my bed, just like I used to back home when I was small. A lot of pillows and blankets and leaves and sticks.
Julie, I still think sleeping with sticks can't be that comfortable.
Oh, don't knock it till you've tried it. I sleep like a rainbow monster blush in a flower bud.
You could always warm it from the inside, too, with firewood, kindling. Home would probably like to be warm in all this cold weather, just like this bug. Can you see it? It's the Caninus coccinellidae.
I do see it.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Oh, that's it. We're too busy for this silliness. Shoot, the both of you, before I give you a lecture on how grass grows.
I think he means it. Walls, run.
Bye, Frank.
Frank's too literal, kid. Homewarming's more than roaring fire. We ought to see ourselves a professional.
With Wally saddled on his back, Barnaby led them both deeper into town and towards Howdy's place, the home of everything you need and everything you don't. Hey, who put this in here?
That's how you market yourself, my friend.
Hiya, Howdy.
Hello, Howdy.
Howdy do, fellas. What can I get for you two today? One of my neighborhood famous holly jolly hot dog days? Maybe a four-armed winter coat for that special sumbuggy? What about a tall glass of spirit of homewarming to whet your whistle? Or maybe...
Whoa. Hold your horses, Howdy. We're here to get some advice.
Advice? You know I don't got any of that for sale, Bon. Not unless it's to buy.
No, not that kind. Go on, little buddy. Tell them what you're looking for.
Okay. Howdy, I don't know how to celebrate homewarming with home right. If I don't know how before the homewarming party, I don't know what I'll do. Frank said homewarming is just a home that's warm.
Frank? Ugh, what does he know about homewarming? That stick in the mud doesn't get it. I tell you what homewarming's about, Walls. It's about warming the home through their heart. And what's the quickest way to somebody's heart? It's through gifts, presents, knickknacks.
Baubles?
That's right. Trinkets even. It's about what you give to other folks. The bigger, the shinier, and the more expensive, the better. It's about that razzle and dazzle. Go on, Bon, tell 'em.
I don't know, Howdy. I'm a pretty simple dog.
You're being modest. Now, Walls, I got the perfect thing to put on home to get him ready for the season. And it'll only cost you a light-hearted chuckle. Ta-da!
It was then that Howdy Pillar pulled out a luxurious-looking scarf. If one were to take a guess, it was probably the perfect size for a large house. Wally's eyes sparkled brightly as he looked at it, but Barnaby was not as impressed. Still, he remembered this was all for Wally.
Now, what's an honest-to-goodness caterpillar like me got to do to get you out the door with this beautiful one-of-a-kind gift?
What do you mean, Howdy? I thought you said this one would be on the house.
Howdy was quiet for a moment before the punchline suddenly hit his antennas. He began laughing uproariously at the unexpected joke, far more than a chuckle. Barnaby casually took the offered scarf while Howdy continued to laugh and bang his hands on the counter. He tossed the garment up to Wally for bidding Howdy a happy homewarming too.
Looks like we're still on the search, little buddy.
We are?
I'd say so. Howdy's heart is in the right place, but I don't think buying things will make home happy. We ought to try looking elsewhere for, Is that Sally up there?
Barnaby was right. There, scaling the tallest of the homewarming trees in all the neighborhood, was Sally Starlet herself. She was wearing an outfit adorned in sparkles, glitter, tinsels, ornaments, even strings of popcorn. She was, as she's ever been, truly a sight to behold. Even now, as she continued to climb up the tree, she was radiant.
Is that my cue? Bartholomew, Walliford, you two have arrived just in time to see me scale the homewarming tree and become the biggest star of this little humdrum town.
I thought you already were. I'd account of you being the only star that lives here.
That's right, and I plan on keeping it that way.
Both Barnaby and Wally continued to watch her climb up the tree.
Well, that's that. Come on, kid, let's...
Wait, Barnaby. We didn't ask her.
Barnaby wordlessly agreed to Wally's request, stopping in his tracks and turning back around to look at Sally. Wally took a deep breath and spoke as loudly as he could.
Sally, I have a question. I don't know how to celebrate homewarming with home. If I don't know how before the homewarming party, I don't know what I'll do. Frank said homewarming is just a home that's warm. Howdy said it was gifts for home.
Well, I can tell you now that they're both wrong. Walford homewarming is about the ambiance, the decor, the experience.
Sally enunciated every word with a bold wave of her hand. Barnaby wondered if she'd go flying off the tree with how expressive her gestures were.
They'd call her a falling star.
What better way to warm a home than with the awe and grandeur only the holidays can provide? Walford, you must treat him to a show. He wants to sparkle. The lights, the tinsel, the sound of merriment. I'm okay. If he is lucky enough, home will see me seated upon the tree to admire from afar. Even luckier, Santa Claus might even see my radiance and bestow a happy homewarming onto all of us.
Santa Claus!
Santa Claus.
That's right. Nothing bellows out to the heavens that homewarming is here than a special guest appearance by Santa himself. Now, run along, you two boys. I must save this town from a mediocre homewarming by shining brightly down upon it all. Now, where was I? Oh, yes.
With that, Sally waved the two off and threw her head back. She began to shout homewarming carols as loudly as she could, still climbing up the tree as passionately as before. Barnaby and Wally watched for only a moment before moving on.
Well, Wally, I'd say we lost into the homewarming spirit.
Maybe she's right, Barnaby. Maybe home doesn't have enough decorations. What if Santa Claus doesn't come see him? He'll be so sad.
Now, don't go getting down. I think home needs something more than some party decorations and Santa Claus. Maybe there's somebody out there with better advice than that.
Okay.
Just as luck would have it, Poppy's barn was just nearby. According to Barnaby's nose, anyway.
What can I say? The nose knows.
Thankfully, she wasn't fond of leaving her little home, which meant the two neighbors could properly seek her out for some advice. Maybe even grab a home-baked homewarming treat or two while they were there. A gentle knock on the door was enough to earn a panicked squawk and a relieved coo from inside of the barn before a familiar face peeked out.
Barnaby and Wally. Oh dear, you two will catch a cold out there. Come in, won't you? I've made a sunflower seed ham.
Don't worry about us, Poppy. We're busy looking for did you say sunflower seed ham? What part of the sunflower seed is the ham?
Why, the shape, of course, you silly Beagle.
Poppy happily presented a beautiful silver platter filled with... I suppose you would call it sunflower seed ham. Barnaby took a slice, eyeing it confusedly.
Well, you got me there, Poppy. That sure is ham.
It certainly is.
Could I bring one back for home?
Yes. In fact, take two. No, 3. He must have a big appetite for being such a large home. My. Maybe I can add a bit of fresh paint and nails to it. Do homes have an appetite for that, Wally?
Oh, I've never asked. Poppy, I have a question. I don't know how to celebrate homewarming with home. If I don't know how before the homewarming party, I don't know what I'll do. Frank said homewarming is just a home that's warm. Howdy said it was gifts for home. Sally said it was decorations and Santa Claus.
There's certainly nothing wrong with any of those, I'd say. But no one has mentioned the most important part. Home-warming dishes certainly make the holidays feel like they're sitting right at the table with you. Wouldn't you agree?
I've never thought about the food.
You must keep the guests well fed, Wally. It's only polite. That goes for Santa Claus, too. I believe it's very considerate to leave a piping hot ham in the tree in time for his errands. One mustn't forget freshly baked buns and butter, too. Goodness, or the gelatin desserts.
Pretty extravagant, if you ask me. Whatever happened to milk and cookies?
For all the work he does, he must have a proper meal. A snack like that won't do. Although cookies do sound lovely. Oh, I have so much prepping to do. My beak is chittering just thinking about it. I'm sorry, but I must set back to the kitchen. You two have a happy home warming. Don't forget to leave out a warm dish, Wally. You too, Barnaby.
Of course.
Bye, Poppy.
With all the neighborhood accounted for, the two returned to Home's front doorsteps, still without a clear answer on what made a wonderful home warming. Still, Wally and Barnaby took everyone's advice in hopes that one of their ideas would stick. Wally presented Home with the new scarf and wrapped it around his large frame. Barnaby set to work decorating his walls with tinsel and lights. Together, they prepared a bizarre-looking ham and gelatin, one they hoped would make Santa Claus proud. Finally, they warmed Home up from the inside with a roaring fire and enough pillows and blankets for the whole neighborhood. Wally even tossed the slice of poppy seed ham into the flames and listened for a sound of approval. Home watched all the commotion throughout, idly taking part in whatever bizarre collection of traditions the two had discovered. However, even through all their efforts, Wally stood at Home's front steps, downtrodden and worried. So many thoughts were running through his little head. Most of all was if any of these things made Home happy.
Barnaby, why do I feel sad?
I don't know, little buddy. Why don't you tell me?
I don't know.
I think I might know. So, follow me on this one, kid. But I think you're sad because you think none of this stuff made Home happy. You're following me too, right?
Home opened and closed his front doors to make a sign of affirmation.
The fire, the presents, the lights, the tinsel, that weird ham gelatin thing we made. You think none of this works, right?
Yes. I don't think this is working.
Well, I think you're right.
You do?
I do.
How come?
Because I think everybody in this place was right and wrong.
How can that be?
Homewarming isn't just what you do. It's not what you eat, what you buy, if the house is warm, or even if the house looks good.
Home made a creaking sound as if to let out an indignant huff.
Hey, I wasn't saying you wasn't a good-looking house. Trust me on this. What I'm saying is this. Homewarming is about spending time with your home. All that stuff we did was stuff we did with each other. That's what homewarming is meant to do, little buddy. To warm you up from the inside out.
Home let out a low sound as if to insist it in agreement with Barnaby. Yes, that is exactly it. Finally, you have realized.
Oh, then that means...
Yes, sirree, Walls. That means we could have been doing this from the beginning. Home, you gotta pipe up next time. Me and Wally were working ourselves to the bone out there in the freezing cold, trying to figure out what you wanted for homewarming.
Home lowered its shades in disapproval of Barnaby before giving the Beagle a gentle whack with one of his shutters.
Oh, all right, I was kidding around.
I'm relieved. Home, I'm happy that you're happy. Happy homewarming.
Yeah, happy homewarming, you big lug.
And what a happy home warming it was! Home let out a sound of joy and hugged the both of them with his front door. Everything was perfect. So perfect, in fact, that Wally had no doubts that the home-warming party tonight would be the best they've ever had. With holiday cheer brimming in all three of their hearts, they went inside a home and continued their preparations.